Three, two, one. Welcome to our NBFL season. Oh, that's the wrong capture. Discord capture. There we go. Now something's being captured.
All right.
Okay, welcome to our NBFL season 26 playoff preview. It's time for the curse again, the dreaded XCon curse. I've done many playoff predictions, and I have never ever once been correct. So the team that I usually pick is just called the cursed team, and they just accept their fate and probably lose in the first round. So let's find out who it's going to be this time. With me, we've got Baz, league commissioner, coach of Houston, who's in the playoffs. Astaflix, defending league champion, coach of Icelandic, who's again in the playoffs, looking to become the first team to go back-to-back. Looks like Menno's here. Gark is putting test in the chat for some reason. Gotrex here listening in. I'm sure others will listen as well. So, gentlemen, how are you feeling? You excited? It's playoff time.
Yes.
All right. Love the enthusiasm.
Yeah.
So, assuming that game is finished, it took 2 hours for the season finale between the Grabbers and the Regal Eagles, or whatever the hell Philly is.
Yep.
Grew won. Thank God. So, my predictions that I made this morning were correct. I don't have to rechange everything or get everything messed up from the start. So, Gru is officially the number 1 seed in the NFC. Atlanta will be the 2 seed. Cattle, the 3 seed. We'll get to the rest later. Do we want to change it up and do the AFC first? Because A, both of you are in the AFC, and B, we usually do the NFC first. So do we want to throw a curveball in there?
Sure.
All right. So AFC it's quite the gauntlet, honestly. It's brutal. As I note in my preview, what's easier to read? Probably this. AFC conference. We've got undefeated Miami. That's Rel's Rat team with 70 points. 7-7-0 with the bye. Houston, that's Baz's Wood Elf team, number 2. Cleveland, Malcor's Chaos, 3rd. Las Vegas, Doofer's Dark Elves. Icelandic, Assie's Norse. New York Rex, that's Robo's Chaos. And lastly, but not least, this Jamon's Lizard team, who, with a mere 54 points, still made the conference finals last season, so they're not to be counted out either. But This is a hell of a gauntlet. Some good matchups. I particularly like the 4-5 matchup between Las Vegas and Icelandic. And Asti, I bet you do too.
Well, we did play last season, Doofer and I, after one of our less fortunate coaches lost a very well-played game to them.
Yeah, that's not true. It was not well played.
Yeah, I mean, Doofer's got a good team. He's a good coach. He's also French, which makes him better than all of you. But I'm very thankful for Dash at the start of the season, killing like 4 of his guards.
4 guard players in the first week of the season. Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
I mean, his team's pretty bashed, so.
The 4-5 matchup, as we're talking about, Las Vegas versus Icelandic, and I didn't put number 5 there for some reason. But the 2 AG6 stars, they're making another run, and Assie's trying to make a run to become the first team to go back-to-back in the league. Norse, Dark Elves, Assie's got some stat freaks. The Sinners have stat freaks, and there's going to be a lot of blood. And my prediction was that the Norse they find a way. They're going to punch enough elves off the field and make a late touchdown and win 2-1. So, unlike last season, Asti, I'm actually picking you this time. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but...
I just want to point out, last season he predicted me to lose 2-0, but I won all of my games 2-0. So he just had the team wrong.
It was fate. It was meant to be.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean...
Go ahead.
What I like about this game is that we have 3 different AV6 players in it, which feels like a lot.
Hey, I have to say, I feel very, ashamed with Doofer using all of those stat freaks. I think they're unfair, and I don't think he should have them, quite frankly.
Then do something about it. Another one of the wildcard games is the 2-7 matchup. That's Houston, Baz's team, versus Denver. Wood Elves are just, in general, a bad matchup for Lizards. Your basic ball carrier strength 2 most of the time, and War Dancers just come leaping in there and beat the little guy up, and it's just not very nice. So, not only that, Baz is going to have some inducements, so I'm assuming there's going to be a wizard, and I think that combination is going to be too much for Denver, and Houston's going to get out of there with a 2-1 victory. Move on to the second round.
Yeah, I definitely think Houston has the edge, especially since Baz knows his way around the Lizard team.
Yeah, it helped me a lot last time, didn't it?
All right, so both these fine gentlemen will be moving on if these predictions hold true, which, by God, they probably won't, but...
Hopefully.
Last but not least, in the AFC wildcard, we've got a Chaos Mirror, and hopefully it's the only Chaos Mirror we see, because otherwise it's in the Super Bowl, but...
Yeah.
Cleveland versus
God, we
New
don't
York.
need that again.
Yeah, we don't need that again. It was exciting, but it was also not exciting. So, the Rex are technically the lower seed, but they have a better record than Cleveland. You've got Broadway Joe. You've got.
They also beat Cleveland this season.
They also beat Cleveland this season. So, the experienced Rex, the up and coming, perhaps Cleveland Bedlam. Winners of the North. I don't know any Game of Thrones memes, but there's some North jokes in there. But regardless,
yeah.
So I think this game goes to overtime, but Broadway Joe and company survive in advance. It won't be pretty. It may not be fun to watch, but
I think whoever wins the toss wins the game because it's a chaos mirror and that's how those work.
Yeah,
seems like it.
I, for one, hope to see an equal amount of destruction because, quite frankly, I want an easy second round.
All right. Going to the second round, we've got not one, but two divisional rematches, assuming my predictions hold, which of course they will. First off would be the team who had the bye, that's Miami, facing division rival New York. They just played each other literally in the season finale, and neither team looked, what's the word I'm looking for? Good? Yeah. Neither team played their A game. Eventually it was a 1-1 tie. Miami ended up with the bye. New York had to settle for the 6th seed.
I will say the Apo played his A game.
Yeah,
It's
save
true.
Joe.
Broadway Joe, which I did mention
New York's
in the
Apo.
chat. Yeah.
New York's Apo.
Broadway Joe died. And the Apo said, "No, sir, it's not your time." And then one of Rel's Strength 4 line rats, which he doesn't really need per se, but he died. And the Apo said, "Yeah, your turn to go." So, Miami gets even more inducements, not that they need that. They will get a bunch of their players back from this next game, assuming Baz, lets them. We're supposed to, but, we could change the rules, right?
Yeah. Baz can be bribed. He is only human.
That's true.
I mean, this next game will be cleared. The whole one.
The one, okay. All right. Unfortunately, one of those gutters who was supposed to be missing is Movement 10, and the sad thing about Miami.
No,
Go ahead.
The one that's missing is Edge 5. It's not.
Oh, okay. Well, even better because when the two Movement 10 gutters are perhaps the less important gutter runners of the four, that's a really fucking good team. And New York's a great squad. They have playoff experience, but you just can't stop those four gunner runners most of the time. So
I mean, it's a 6-player team. Like, those rats have 6 players.
They got 7.
Doesn't
They
your
have 7
team have
players.
like 6 players?
I mean, okay, they have a plus strength lino, which I do not count because it's a plus strength
They had
lino.
2
My
previously.
lineup doesn't count. No.
Yeah. They have 6 amazing players and then like 15 nobodies.
No, they have no depth.
2.
They have no nobodies.
They got a lot of money though.
They do have a lot of money. All right, so I think Miami's going to find a way to move on. They know the division rival. They've got some super players, and perhaps it's night time. The Skaven schemes, take over the old world. Yes, yes, and all that Skaven stuff. So the next divisional matchup is another matchup between division rivals, and lo and behold, it's you two fuckers.
Yeah, which, I mean, anyone who's followed the history of me and Asti know that you have to pick Asti here because I won last time.
You go back and forth between the two?
Yeah, we just trade off.
You don't understand, right? So we have been trading off for literally 30 games.
Okay, well the streak is going to be broken because I'm predicting that Houston...
Actually, we've been traded off for 4 games.
Yeah, but
It's not the only time we've traded off a bunch.
yeah.
Gark already calling it, but I believe
We had a 10-game stretch.
I believe Houston somehow, some way. Asti kind of feeling good about himself right now with that major.
yeah.
Congrats, of course, but dare I say, might you be overconfident going into a game that you just won a major and you flip flop results? So you should win this game. It's in the bag, right? But
I mean,
It's in the bag.
naturally, XCon's predictions are wrong because he thinks Asti will score.
I mean, really, no surprise they're wrong. I mean, did you see Astaflix's run? I mean, how can you predict against this?
Pretty easily.
I don't know, but I'm predicting against it. So
See, Baz is the only one who's beaten me in the last 10 games I played. So
maybe you're due then.
I mean, Baz is gonna beat me. I'm sure of it. But
Well, if he does beat you, assuming he beats the first team, and assuming Miami beats who they play in the second round, that sets up a championship game, the likes which we really never see in this league. It's Rats and Wood Elves in a semifinal because just no one historically plays them, or plays them well at least. And two high-level coaches, some very good players on both sides. Couldn't ask for a better team, or pair of teams, and I think it goes overtime.
I'm just curious what you put in for the score. You're totally cursing me, though. I see it coming.
He put in 2-1.
Yep, I think the Rats, unfortunately, are gonna take the cheese from you. So,
Well, okay, actually, I have an on question. You really think it's going to be 1-1 at the end of regulation?
yeah, the Baz Dagestine offense is in full effect.
Yeah, but then he'll just one turn on me.
No, he's
So
gonna,
he's gonna score?
he's gonna trip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's gonna trip. I know it sounds like it should be like a high scoring game, but that's not how you play your Wood Elves. And
I mean, if you
I've
pick
seen
0-0, if you pick 0-0, I would have been like, yeah, that makes sense. But 1-1, I don't know about that.
Is that too much? Okay, maybe I'll tone it back a bit. I mean, trust me, these predictions get crazy, so just wait. But
I mean, it's already crazy. You saying the adults are out.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of teams are out at this point. I mean, the AFC's just. It's a gauntlet. You could
AFC
you
is
can make
pretty
a case for like 5 different teams, and I'd be like, yeah, okay. I mean, I can see it. But this day belongs to the Rats, so they'll move on to the Super Bowl, and which means we'll move on to the NFC portion. And I'm assuming that game ended with 3-2. We didn't watch the last part of it, so.
Gark does make a good point. He lost to Gark. He missed the playoff.
That's true. He missed a lot.
I mean, I lost to MRT.
Yeah, but that's just historic. Like MRT usually gives you problems because he's just so weird. But NFC conference now, it should be set in stone. Green Banana first, Atlatl, Cattle, New York, Los Angeles, Detroit, Dallas. So you got
right.
Should be right. You got some dwarfs, literally 500, sitting at number 7. You got some Chaos Dwarfs who made it to the Super Bowl last season. Not quite the same team, but still formidable. They've got a plan. They execute it. Los Angeles literally has the same record as the 2 and the 3 seeds, but tiebreakers, so they're the 5th seed. New York, literally the only team in the playoffs with less than 6 wins, but hey, here I am, so whatever. Cattle, they were in the Super Bowl 2 seasons ago. They're back. They're mean. They're angry. They're due, perhaps. Atlatl, playoff Nelfine. There's a whole story behind that. He runs 3 rerolls. Literally the only team in the playoffs to not run at least 4. So we'll see if that comes back to bite him. And Gru needs little introduction.
Wait, who?
Gru. Gru.
I know.
He's the man. We're all chasing.
Yeah.
So let's see. First up,
He's the frog. He is yet still.
He's not a frog
the
anymore.
ape.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe he goes King Kong on our asses. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to find out. But
All right, now I can give an opinion that's less biased.
all right. Wild card 2-7 matchup. We got lizards. We got dwarves. Dallas, I wouldn't say is a great team, but dwarves have some tools that give lizards problems. You got all the tackle to deal with Stunty. You got some dauntless.
That's wrong. 100%. Dwarves are an awful. I mean, lizards are like the worst matchup for dwarves.
Yeah.
It's incredibly one-sided towards the lizards. I'd be shocked if this even went to overtime.
I agree.
Really? You think it's that much of a favor for the
Yeah,
Wizards?
I think dwarves basically can't win unless they remove in crazy.
As a Lizard coach, there's very few matchups I would rather see than dwarves.
Maybe I'm just playing some crazy dwarf coaches or something, because when they -2 die and 1 die block me the entire time, I'm literally going crazy on this side of the screen.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I don't know. Maybe it's just a personal thing. Regardless, I think Atlattl's gonna find a way to win. It won't be fun. No one likes dwarves. They smell. But
true.
he'll find a way. So playoff Nelphine gets through for another game.
I'd point out Cal's gone 14-2-3 against dwarves.
Have I?
Yep.
That doesn't seem right.
Well, it's what it is.
Where did you find that so quick?
I looked up your team and checked.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I was like, I doubt dwarves have actually given him problems.
Maybe
He just doesn't like them because he has an anti-dwarven bias.
also
That's true.
Maybe it could
Investigate.
Maybe it could be a recency bias as well. Whatever the case. I mean, I did lose to Poly the last regular season game. Regardless, Cattle, Destroy, Chaos Dwarfs. If I recall, they played each other in the NFC Championship game 2 seasons ago, and Cattle ended up winning that one. So, no, your TV man is getting a little low. I'm getting a little worried for you. You're only at 2380, but you're also missing 200 because of Warriors.
Cabrito is out for this game.
Yeah, he's 200 value by himself.
Yeah, he's a fat warrior, and he's perfect against squishy teams. I hope I won't miss him in a bash duel kind of thing, but we will see. Austin Cabrito is really a good player. So yeah, the TV is a bit down.
And despite your TV being low, you're still giving up inducements to a team that's very comfortable playing low ball and being the underdog. So they'll get their bribes, they'll do their thing, and if they could take you from 3 warriors to 2 warriors to 1 warrior, you never know.
We had that already. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this will be a tough matchup. Thanks for picking me, and let's hope that I can do this.
I didn't realize that Menno was missing a warrior.
Yeah, I think that tilts it into Dash's favor a little bit. It could easily go either way, but the big part of the problem that Chaos Dwarfs have in that match is just being outstrengthed, and that makes it a little less of a thing.
And if the Chaos Dwarves have a couple of bribes, which they will, it puts a lot of pressure on his other warriors.
That's true.
Because if you're down 2 warriors, the matchup is really not easy for the Chaos.
We do have to remember, though, that he doesn't have someone like Big Ben anymore to carry the ball. He's got some solid Bull Centaurs that are like Blodge and Sure Hands and Guard and stuff, but you don't have the extra agility or extra strength or whatever else they used to have back in the day. They're just kind of normies now.
Yeah, but that matters less against Bash. Against Bash, you typically have time to slow pick up the ball. You're not getting rushed down by elves.
Well, it's not just the rush thing. It's just having that dynamic playmaker who can make the key play. Are you really going to rely on the 4+ dodge with dodge? If you have to, you have to. But
the Chaos Dwarves win this by going through the middle and through Menno's team.
I mean, that's usually how Destroy plays, but
shut up. Not everybody has luck like you.
That's true.
Oh, really?
I guess we'll find out.
What the fuck?
All right. Should be a fun game. Should be a bloody game.
For sure.
And then, last but not least, from the NFC side, we've got the 4-5 matchup. And, dear God, this is not what I wanted to see for my first playoff game with Frogs, but we got...
Hey, congratulations, Ex-Con, on making your first playoffs.
Yeah, and here's your reward. It's Stim. Granted, this is not his, it's not his best-looking roster, but when he has a natural one-turning elf, you can play as well as you want to for 15 turns, and then just, boop, dead, gone. It's over. So
I'll give you a trick, Ex-Con.
You
talk to Baz just before your game, he gives you admin client. That's how I won my major.
Oh.
Convenient.
Man, you'd think I'd win more with an admin.
You can't make it too obvious. But the worst part is that one-turn player is a former player of mine from college. He went to Cal, and now he's going to be the death of me.
Ex-Con, I mean, we did all we could to get the Glams roster well, cut down to what it is. So, well, if you don't beat them now,
never get a chance. It's true. I mean, I did message you privately and say I'm going to beat him for you. So maybe I don't even believe my own predictions. So we'll see what happens.
The thing is, you can get into Stimmer's head, but you need basically piling on for it. Do you have a piling on player?
I do have a doubles roll pending on a frog catcher. Would you recommend piling on?
Look. If you do pile on and you remove a player like this early on, it usually, it gets on Stimmer's nerve. He really hates it. But I mean, with Klomp, it's a bigger effect. So I'm not sure about.
I don't know. I think just the mental aspect of someone daring to set up a block with a frog catcher who doesn't have claw, who doesn't have mighty blow, who just piles on and removes a player. I think mentally, like that would get to some people.
That's not working. Yeah.
It's Chad. That's what it is.
That is a pretty Chad play. All right, so
good luck, X-Gun.
Yeah, most pundits are going to pick Stim. I'm going to do my best, and we'll see what happens. But assuming this holds to prediction, it's going to give us one hell of a divisional battle between number 1 seed Grabbers, who are rewarded with their first game against the old Stim. So,
oh man,
that's going to be a hell of a game. I've got it going into overtime, 3-2, much like the game we just watched that took 4 hours, like it had overtime. But no one's stopping the Grabbers, not even that one-turner, because if you can't stop them from taking it to overtime, you might as well just bribe the ref to give you the ball first in overtime. Am I right?
That's true.
That's how the Grabbers are going to win this one.
I disagree. I think Stim would win in that matchup.
Okay.
It's a bad matchup, right? I mean, Stim can always run around and one turn. That's
I think the pressure, like Stim versus Gru, generally has been like pretty equal, right?
Sure.
I mean, Gru definitely wins that has won it more than he loses. At least he did with the frogs, but that's a little bit. I mean, frogs are good against agility, and I'm not 100% sure the apes are.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a toss-up, but I think having a natural and also just having a not giving too much inducements is also important. Anyways, that's my opinion.
Yeah, and also there are diving tacklers in that ape roster, but also some of those gorillas are banged up, and Stim is one of those coaches who really knows where to hit them and remove one and another piece. So I am really curious how this would play out. I want to see that game.
Yeah, I would love to be there for that one if it happens, but we'll see. The other game that theoretically is going to happen is our number 2 seed and our number 3 seed. Both have the same record at 8-5-1. They both won their wild card game, and so we've got Atlatl and Cattle.
They drew week 14.
And they drew week 14. I don't know exactly the.
I mean, the final turns were just bullshit. We didn't deserve that, but it was a fun game.
All right. Well, this time there's got to be a winner. So 2 teams with 1 loss go in, but someone's got to get that second L, and I think it's going to be Atlatl since they have 2 L's in their name and Cattle's only got 1, so it makes perfect sense.
That's the reason.
No, I just came up with that on the spot as I'm looking at the screen, but it fits perfectly. Tell me you're picking playoff Nelfie against Cattle.
If that matchup happens, I think Minnow wins.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, playoff Nelfie. Need I say more?
Yeah.
No, I mean, Nelfin was a bit, how would you call it? He didn't have enough respect, I think. He did some daring stuff with the inducements and his turn 13 or 40, I don't remember. It was just so awful.
His inducement choices were the correct choices.
What were they?
To win the game, but not to prepare for playoffs. So
yeah, but the winner
it was a bit risky.
I mean, it was the right choice.
If he won the game, he was the number 1 seed, right?
Right.
Either player, really. So, yeah, trying to win that game get the bye, keep your team healthy, and get the.
Yeah, but he didn't try to win the game though.
Well, in the end, it didn't seem as if he would, if he was trying.
Anyways,
I didn't get to watch it, so someone's got to win this time. That's all we know. So, assuming Cattle wins, and assuming, Green Banana wins, that sets up a match in the NFC Championship game between the 1 and 3 seeds. What?
Okay, I was just watching the replay of Atlanta Cattle, and I have that was a wizard right there.
Yep. We all agree it was a wizard.
You're telling me it was a strange one?
No, we're just saying it was a wizard.
Yeah.
It was a wizard. Yeah.
Okay, well.
Yeah. Most people would agree.
Yep.
All right. Do most people agree on Green Banana beating Cattle to go to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
It won't be easy.
Yeah.
I mean, these aren't the two teams I played in the NFC Championship, so.
All right. Well, who do you think's getting there?
I already said when Frogs make the playoffs, they win the Super Bowl. So.
Historically,
I'm all in. All in on New York.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
real
no. In seriousness,
don't put too much money on that.
I think Stim's gonna.
Yeah. This is not a joke.
Gonna make it pretty far.
Stim will win the NFC, you think?
Yep, that's what I'm going with. That's for one Turner all the way.
You can't really argue against it. He has inducements and he's flying under the radar a bit right now, and he will fuck people over in playoffs. Yeah.
I have Dash versus Stim in the NFC Finals, and I think Dash is going to win.
Okay. I like it. Do you have somebody that Stim would play against in the championship game then, Baz? Or are you just skipping over it? Grew, okay. Grew agreeing that Stim would be hard to beat. I mean, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean it's, there's quite a few coaches who could definitely make a run. And if it comes down to a game between Stim and Grew, I mean, that's just, it's going to be a really well-played game. But I think that I like the High Elves in that matchup. And with how good both coaches are, I just, of course the High Elves could be just even more beat to hell by the time it happens. But that natural one-turner just gives them so much margin for error.
They're not going to get beat up in their first game. I can guarantee you that.
I have to say, let's do a little thought experiment, both for the AFC and the NFC. Okay. If you could pick any team in the opposite conference to play, which team would you pick?
Like, am I picking someone for my own team to play against?
No, you're playing. You are suddenly an AFC coach.
Okay.
Which team do you pilot to have the best chance at making the conference? Like
which roster
AFC?
Would I use?
Yeah, if you could be one of the playoff coaches in the AFC.
Give me Doofer's team.
You would take Doofer's team?
Give me Doofer's team. I've never had those stats on a Dark Elf team before.
I would take Dash's team. I think Dash's team is lean, mean, and green.
I would love to take Rel's team, but I don't know a damn thing about rats. So give me a Dark Elf team with some stats, and I'll see what I can do.
I actually love Dash's team.
Okay, Baz, do you want to contribute to the thought experiment, or?
I mean,
just take Rel's team. Take the easy answer.
I can't because he's in the AFC.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
So, can I use the treasury to buy a 4th reroll?
Yes.
Yes.
You're taking the Lizards.
And I'll take an Elephants team, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
I think hard about Dims, as I've just been saying. I mean, I think that the team overall, it doesn't
jump out to you.
Green, but it has enough tools, and then it has that natural one-turner. I think you could do some pretty nasty stuff with it and ride inducements.
Agreed.
Just like I think Stim's going to.
All right. Menno, did you want to pick an AFC team?
Relicide, but yeah, it's just so easy to one-turn and do stuff with the wizard. And, yeah, let's see. getting back to your prediction here, Xcon, I would obviously be happy to get as far with this competition and with the state of my team, which is okay, but not top notch right now. If I would face healthy banana grabbers, that's just game over. I mean, I would try and give my best, and maybe I could write some lucky dice. But green banana, I mean, how long have they kept their gorillas healthy?
It's been just third season.
I mean, just like not healthy, but they're still standing there with their entire skill stack. And then there's the strength 5 guy and everything. So if just one of those bigger pieces would be out, yeah, it could get closer to some hopes, right? But I have predicted from the start of the season, I guess this is the green banana nightmare we were fearing since the frogs left us. Okay. I think it's the rise of the apes.
Do you have an opponent for them in the Super Bowl from the AFC?
If they get there healthy, I don't think it matters much, but who could sneak around and maybe pull some stunts would be Rella's side. Maybe Basa with his freak elf. Yeah. But I guess it's green banana and it's their season.
Okay.
I will try to do something against, but wish us luck. They're here in the NFC.
Menno on
if not,
the
you train. Will. If no, I will try to put myself in front of this fucking train, but it's just hard to stop.
Generally, I mean, I don't think you're supposed to go in front of the train. That's my understanding, but
yeah, it'll feel like that.
Okay, Baz asked, do you guys want to take a swing at a Super Bowl prediction?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Asti, you go first. You're alphabetically first.
So, obviously, I think I have a good shot against the field. I think my team's healthy enough because I haven't lost a guy for real. Though, So I think I'll be making the Super Bowl again. And I think I'll be facing Stimme.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my prediction.
I like it. Baz?
But would you defeat him or what?
Hell no, I lose like 2-0.
2-0.
Stem versus Rel, and we just watch one turns.
Oh. First to 10.
You think Rel's making the playoffs? The Super Bowl?
I mean...
You think he's not?
I haven't seen Rel make the Super Bowl since I've seen Rel make the Super Bowl.
I was like 3 seasons ago. Yeah, I mean... He has the bye. I think that's a big help. I don't think that there's a truly awful matchup for him.
There's no awful matchup. That's true.
What I really like about your predictions, Basa and Astaflix, is that like this, people listening to this Stimme won't be sneaking under any radar anymore. So this will help. So
put the spotlight on him, of course.
Yeah.
All right, well, that leaves, last but not least, as a quick reminder, my preseason prediction. Go ahead and post this in the chat. Oh, wait, that's the year before. Here it is. Rel already pointed this out in the chat this morning. But my prediction was Green Banana and Miami. And my prediction was that Relazite adds Skaven to the list of races he's won the NBFL with and starts to plan which one to use next in Blood Bowl 2020. Of course, when I wrote this, we were also under the impression that next season was definitely going to be under 2020 rules, and now we're not sure. But the premise is the same. And if you've kind of been following along with the predictions, you'll know that I'm going with the same thing. I've got Miami. I've got Green Banana, and I'm still going Miami. So for the first time in history, I am picking the same team before the season and in the playoffs. So boom, Relazite, never before seen, dreaded, XCon double curse. I don't know if that's good. I don't know if it's bad. So either...
First thing that's going to happen is he's going to get a throne rock. His one turn is going to die.
It's 2 of them though, so it doesn't really matter.
That's true, but
yeah, but there's 2 kickoffs in the game.
Either he's gonna break the curse or his team's gonna get broken. Those are the 2 possibilities. Nothing in between. So congrats, Rel.
Yeah, I think it's a fair prediction, honestly.
Yeah, I mean that collection of 5-6 players, whatever it is. Yeah. I mean, you take that versus anyone's 5-6 players.
Which is to say, last season your predictions were insane, but this season they're good. So.
Yeah, I mean, he basically picked chalk all the way through.
Yeah.
So this time.
Wait, last season I also predicted Green Bay versus Miami for the Super Bowl.
That's what I'm.
Oh man! Apparently, I just like these 2 teams and coaches.
See, only thing I'm happy with.
You keep picking the 2 coaches with the most Super Bowls to pick the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's weird.
You're really going out on a limb there.
I'm also saying that for, the progression of the adults have been interesting. First, they're not making the playoffs. Then they're not winning any games. And then this time, I'm actually winning 1 game.
Yeah, I know. So maybe this time you'll win the Super Bowl.
In about 3 seasons, I'll go back in a full circle.
Yes, sir.
Right. Agreed, Drew. I look at your team, and I'm like, this team looks awful. It has no armor, and they shouldn't be able to do anything. And then you play them, and you win. And I'm like,
How'd you do it? No one knows. All right. What I do know is that this is going to be one hell of a playoff session. If you know what time your game is, please post it in the chat, in the forum, somewhere, so we can all
come
and watch. You've already scheduled with your opponent?
Well, Doofer's moving on Saturday, so it's not happening until Sunday. Okay. But most likely we'll be playing on Sunday.
Fair enough.
Time TBD, though.
When is the draft preview? Talk to Archian. When he starts getting that draft board ready, I'll start typing it up.
All right. Peace, everybody, and good luck in the playoffs, those of you who made it.
Yes, sir. We started drafting a week ago.
See you guys.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Best of luck.